What is going on, everyone? My name is Omar Abdelbadie, and this video is a continuation of a series I'm doing on the AWS Cloud Practitioner exam. I'm going through the official Amazon guide and taking notes, and then digesting them and leaving my takeaway of the essential bits of the various components in AWS. So follow along with me and we shall see. So in the last video, I was talking about the core services such as EC2, S3, and EBS, and VCS, or VPC. This video goes into also some of the more crucial or some of the more essential services in AWS, but not quite like the core ones. So there's something to know about AWS, which is that it has a lot of services, and I really do mean a lot. Any kind of aspect of any kind of software or any kind of application, it here is represented in an AWS service. Network, dev tools, machine learning, obviously, migrating your data from on-prem to the cloud, all kinds of things for encoding video, things specifically for mobile apps. You know, you can see here, AR, VR, blockchain, robotics, satellite, the obvious stuff like the compute and the storage and database services, IoT stuff. You also have services for managing your actual AWS, so the cost management things that you can see down there. There's a ton of stuff. But in this video, I'm just going to cover the ones that are most asked about on the Cloud Practitioner exam. So these 10 services, along with the previous 6 that were in the core services video, are really the essentials that anyone should know when orchestrating or building on top of AWS. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, application load balancer. As you probably know, it's one thing to get one request or 10 requests from your server for your application. It's a totally another thing to get hundreds of requests per second or thousands of requests per second. And that's where the application load balancer comes in. As requests are coming into your service, if there's just one, then sure, it can go straight to that, for example, EC2 and return. But if you're getting like tons and tons and tons, well, this guy's not gonna be able to keep up. So you might wanna have 3, right? 3 instances of your compute so that it can go here. If this one's busy, then this request can go here. If that one's busy, this request can go here. And so that's essentially what a load balancer is. A load balancer stays in the middle right there. So the request goes to the load balancer, which then shuffles it to the correct instance that will, balance the load. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now, how this works in practice is that you have listeners. The listener would essentially be like this guy right here. It is a listener for requests coming to your application. And then you have a target, which is the destination for the traffic, right? And then you have target groups. So target groups are a new thing for the application load balancer as opposed to AWS's standard load balancer that allows you to kind of group together some of these targets in some way that's somewhat coherent. It could allow you to do some health checks on them. The standard stuff, this allows you to do a WebSocket, it's bidirectional essentially, or HTTP. The ports can be dynamic if you're using the scheduled instances, so you don't have to hard code a port. Routing can be based on the path or the host of the URL. That's to say that you can have like a subdomain like sales.example.com, or versus if it's going to sales.example.com or if it's going to example.com. So essentially this application load balancer is keeping track of the requests, which then can get passed into CloudWatch, which we'll talk about here later, as well as allow you to do some tracing to get better information on who is actually using your service. Health checks are a way of saying that if the target group does not pass a health check, then obviously it's not ready to receive those requests. So the application load balancer can factor that into account. All right, let's move on.